everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and today I am back with another Sentro knitting machine video. I want to preface this video by saying that it is not a tutorial. It is simply a discussion on yarns that work in the Sentro knitting machine. I will leave the link to this yarn in the description box below. You'll have to excuse the old branding. I've had this yarn for quite a while, as I'm sure you can tell, but I really like the texture of this yarn. If you stick around to the end of the video, I can tell you about a project coming up in the future that uses this yarn that I'll be showing you guys how to do, and I'll also be telling you guys about my updated Sentro knitting machine tutorial patterns that you guys love so much and how you guys can access them going forward, so make sure you hang around for that. And without further ado, we're going to dive into this video. Alright, so I really love this yarn in general, using it for both knitting and crocheting. It just offers up a lot of texture and fluff and volume, and it doesn't shed like a lot of other wool blends, so you know, it's pretty good to use for most of your projects. It's actually wool acrylic blend, so you don't have to worry about it too much. So what I'm going to do is just cast on as I normally would. If you're looking for tutorials for the Sentro knitting machine, I have a very popular playlist back on my channel. You can check that out if you'd like to learn the ins and outs of this machine and also make a bunch of projects, because I have probably like 30 or so tutorials on that. Alright, and we're back at the beginning of the row. For whatever reason, my yarn snagged on that black needle, so I'm just going to fix that. Alright, and now I'm going to pop my yarn into this last threader hole, the largest one, and I am going to start cranking in this machine. And the transitions of the color in this variegated yarn are so soft, so smooth. I just love it. Pulling out some yarn there. And we're looking pretty good. It's about 4 or 5 rows in. There's no tuck stitches, there's no drop stitches yet, so this is pretty great. This yarn is considered a 5-weight, if I'm not mistaken. It is. So usually, you guys know, a 5-weight, I wouldn't put it in one of my Sentro machines, especially not the 22, because it's the most finicky out of all of them, and I hate replacing this thing. So that's a good sign. Alright, we're starting to get some of the gray in here. I'm just going to crank in until I get back to my indicator needle, and then I'm going to do a loose cast off so that I can show you guys what the fabric looks like. Crank it real slow, pop that out of there, and do a whole row without yarn. That off of there. Alright, and here's what the fabric looks like cast off. It is a very evenly knit fabric. Some fabrics have a very variable texture and tension as they get cranked out of the machine, but I think those are some of the more finicky yarns that don't quite agree with the Sentro knitting machine. But this is the gist of what you will get if you knit this yarn into your Sentro. Now, a little bit more on the specs of this yarn. It's a fairly common yarn. You will find it almost at any big box store. It is 78% acrylic, 22% wool. Okay, so it's good for those winter months. Like I said earlier, it is considered to be a 5 bulky weight. If you're going to crochet with it, they would recommend a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook or a 5.5 millimeter knitting needle. Choice is up to you. And each ball has, oh great, there's a sticker over. Okay, each ball has 312 yards in it. So it's a pretty good skein of yarn. I like to use this yarn often in crochet scarves. But like I said, it works wonderfully in this machine, and actually I'm planning on doing a tutorial in the future on these twisted headbands. They're fairly common and they're really easy to do. I was trying to determine whether or not I wanted to do the tutorial for this first or if I wanted to talk about waste yarn. If you've been following my videos for a while, you'll know that I don't really use waste yarn in my own patterns and practices, but so many of you have yelled at me over the years about waste yarn that I'm considering doing a video on it just because. To be honest, there are lots of wonderful tutorials on how to do these headbands. Like I said, they're super simple and they are great for stocking up markets, or if you're trying to build up an inventory for a website. These are also really fun and easy to make, and they're very popular, especially over on the TikToks, as the kids call it. However, I know that, you know, sometimes once you find somebody that makes tutorials that you like, nobody else will do. And so in that light, I would like to introduce to you guys my new membership program, where I am hosting all of my knit, crochet, and Sentro knitting machine tutorial patterns on my website. It's a single tier membership, so either it's $5.99 a month or it's $20 every 3 months. Either way, once you sign up for it, you gain access to my entire pattern library. Currently, I am uploading designs at a rate of 2 per month. Sometimes I add in fun bonus patterns, so if you do any of those crafts, you will have something to choose from. So far, I have about 6 of my designs over there, including how to knit socks on the Sentro knitting machine, but it's the knitted version. So if you knit and you want to hand knit your heels so things look a little more cohesive, this tutorial is over there for you guys. I ask that people sign up for it because it is a very straightforward and simple way for people to support my content so that I can continue to bring you guys these types of videos and tutorials and such here on the YouTube. So if you're watching this on Rumble as well, it takes a lot of time and energy to sit up and hash out these designs. So if you want to see me stick around for years to come, then that would be the best way to make sure that happens. I will leave the link to my membership program, aka Hey Crafterpreneur, down in the description box below, so you can head over there and sign out. Like I said, if you knit, this tutorial is already loaded up. I am currently working on developing the crochet version because I recently figured out, well, not recently, but I did figure out how to crochet the heels so that it looks like it's knitted and it matches in with the rest of the fabric, and it's also a more comfortable fit. So if you want that information, I ask that you just head over and subscribe today. You won't regret it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If so, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel, and until next time, guys, happy making. This video is brought to you by my supporters on Ko-fi. Thank you so much. Your donations help drive the creativity behind all the content under Infiniti Crafting Co.